Chino Hardin, Messiah, and I'm going to be actually one of the folks that's going to be facilitating the Strength and Families program. But I want to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about me. So, I was born in East Flatbush, Brooklyn during the 1980s. Is anybody old enough here to remember the 1980s?
Oh yeah!
Right.
Oh yeah!
And while it was woo, there was some other significant things happening in the 80s, right? Can anybody tell me one of the most significant things that happened in the 80s? Crack cocaine. So I am a product of that. When I was in my mother's womb, the doctor told my grandmother that I was going to be born disabled. I was born at 7 months old, and I only weighed about 4 pounds. I was born with a thin layer of skin over my eyes. They thought I was blind. They thought I was going to be mentally disabled. And I had an IQ test a few years ago, and I have an IQ of 150.
Ooh.
But that doesn't mean anything, because I still got caught up in the trials and tribulations of being born in an era where it's all about drugs, it's all about money, it's all about a fast lifestyle. My mother was addicted to drugs. So when she gave birth to me, the very next thing that she did was walk out of the hospital and leave me there in the incubator, not knowing if I was going to make it or not. But I was still lucky, and I'll tell you why. Because I had a woman, my grandmother, who decided, after raising my mother and going through all the trials and tribulations with my mother, to take me on. And she passed away in 2005, but I'll stand here and tell you that I did not do that woman justice. I gave that woman hell, excuse my language. And at the age of 13, I got caught up in the fast life. I was selling drugs, I was in a gang, and I got locked up. So from 13 to 20 years old, I was in and out of incarceration facilities. Everything from Spofford to Lansing to Tryon to Bedford Hills to Rikers Island to Albion. I have been arrested over 18 times. I have 2 felonies on my record. But the story does not stop there. As I was getting arrested, a lot of my crimes are grand larceny auto, because I like to steal cars and I like to drive, and it was assault. Fighting. Assault in the first degree, assault in the second degree, and my last charge was attempted murder, where I was facing 15 years to life. I beat that rap, and I came home when I was 20 years old, and a significant thing happened. It's not because I was introduced to a program kind of like the Center for Connections for Youth, the organization that Ruben and Jeanette runs. That didn't happen to me. It was an internal change that happened. I decided that I wasn't going to be outside on the street, gang banging, selling drugs, because I was blood, 5-star general. I could show you my blood pyro tattoo on my arm. I could tell you anything about Crip, Blood, Latin King, anything you want to know, because I was in the streets heavy when I was a kid. I mean, I'm still in the streets heavy now, just in a different way. So after coming home from prison, I decided I wasn't going to be that way anymore. And I got hooked up with an organization that helped me change my life as I tried to help myself change my life. And I tell you all of this, not so you can feel sorry or whatever. I tell you all of this because I want the young people in the room and the parents to know that no child is beyond redemption. That no child can be saved. I was that kid, when you saw my record, you would say, yeah, lock that person up. Whoever that is needs to go away forever. They're violent, they're predicate. I couldn't even go to court without having a Hannibal Lecter mask on my face and being shackled through my waist all the way down my legs. The last time I was in prison, I almost died. I got beat up by the boom squad, which is what they call them when you have a riot. They cracked my ribs and my lung collapsed, and I went to Elmhurst Hospital where they was telling my grandmother, come see your daughter because she's dying. And I sat in intensive care for 3 days. And then I decided that was it, no more. And when I got hooked up with this organization, I started to do this work, I understand that it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me who was going through all of this, that this was set up by design. It was a trap for people who are my skin complexion and darker and lighter and who happen to live in areas where they're not affluent or as what they would think educated. Because we know our people are intelligent, right? We know our people are the most inventive people on the planet, right? We can take $1, right, or 15 cents to make $1, can't we? And we've been making ends meet way before the recession happened, because we've been in a recession from 1800 since we came over here, right? So I say all of this to let you know that the young people, especially the young people in the room, I understand that. I'm 31 years old now. I'm not a teenager in the streets. When I was younger, it was a little bit, it was different. I wouldn't say it was easy, it was just different. It's a different age group, right? You're going through different trials and tribulations, but I don't think it's anything that any young person is going through here that I couldn't probably relate or know somebody who could relate. And as for the parents, listen, some of the best parents are the parents that say, you know what? I can't take it no more. I can't deal with this young person anymore. And I'm here to tell you that while you're going through that, feeling that emotion you pass, and the only people that can help our young people is us. This system cares nothing about us. This system makes millions of dollars of keeping us and our young people incarcerated. There's a reason why public school systems fail. There's a reason why they don't have a chair in the classroom for your child, but I bet you $1 million they got a cell waiting for your child. This is what is set up by design. And what we're doing at the Strength of Families program is that we're not going to tell you how to raise your young people. What we're going to do is that we're going to take the toolbox that you already got as a parent and put some more tools in there so you can build your community and your family and have better relations.